Hi, it's Michael Dermer, and in this lesson we're going to talk about something we call you're always on stage. You know, with all the things that are on your mind as an entrepreneur, you can never forget everybody's ever watching. So what do we mean by that? So why is it so important to understand that when you're the founder or the leader that you're always on stage? You know, you're running throughout the day trying to do all the most important things to the business. Your list of 100 hours of work for every 10 hours of time you have all these different things on your mind. The last thing that you're thinking about, certainly that I was thinking about, was how everybody else is perceiving me and watching me. And what you don't realize is the little things that you do along the way actually have an impact on all the different constituents that you interact with. And you really are always on stage. So let me just tell you a story or two. So I was meeting with some of our investors. And I was telling them, one of the investors at dinner, I was telling them a story about how a friend of mine who helped the company a little bit, his mom had passed away from cancer. And he spent all this time putting together a foundation and a charity event. It was this wonderful event, and he was really committed to raising money for cancer research. And my investor said, wow, that's really great, but doesn't that take a lot of time, right? So think about that. I was just sharing a story about another board member and advisor. Remember, you're always on stage. As sickening as that is, you're really always on stage. I'll tell you another one. My company, as many of you know, was built up over 10 years, but almost got destroyed overnight by the financial crisis of 2008. And over the next 2 years, I really knew how difficult it was going to be, but I also knew that everybody in my company, from my employees to investors to customers, were going to be watching me every day. Did I think we were going to make it? Did I express doubt? Did I show confidence? And pretty much every day, regardless of all the craziness that was going on at that time, I walked in, I smiled, I held my head high, and I went to work. And during the midst of that, one of our customers, right, had come to us and said, hey, we're going to renew our contract with you, which during that time was an anomaly, right? Customers were going bankrupt all the time, and so we were excited to have that. And about 2 weeks later, that customer calls up and says, listen, we're having huge cash problems because of the financial crisis. We're going to have to cancel our contract. And so in my office, I had a rubber baseball, and I took that baseball and I threw it against the wall, and I pounded my fist on the table, right? And years later, an employee of mine, Kelly, came over to me and said, you know what? During all that time of the company, with all the chaos, we never felt we were in trouble, except that time you pounded your fist on the desk and you throw the ball against the wall. I was like, really? 2 years, one time? And you have to realize you are always on stage. So take that obligation seriously, embrace it, understand it. That's part of being the leader and a founder of a company, and try to weave it into your daily activities. To learn more about this topic, read some of the information we've provided for you in this lesson.